Well, hello and welcome again to the Gigantium Arena in Aalborg in the north of Jutland in Denmark, and day one of the 2014 Men's European Handball Championships. Well, in Group B earlier today, Iceland beat Norway 31-26 to take the first points in the group in the Viking duel. But now it's the turn of world champion Spain against the Olympic bronze medal losers, sadly, in London, Hungary. Some of the Spanish fans who made the trip up north. Spain already out on court, and now it's the turn of the Hungarian team to step out. Well, Spain have won the last 4 encounters between these two teams over the last 2 years, including 2 friendlies in November. And in fact, you have to go all the way back to Euro 2008 for the last Hungarian victory over Spain, 35-28 on that occasion. That said, the last match between these two teams in November, 29-28, very close, but of course much has changed, as we'll come to that later on, since then. This is the makeup of Group B then, 4 teams, only 3 will go through to the main round, and I'm afraid Norway will not have done themselves any favours at all, losing that opener against Iceland. That could prove utterly crucial already here on day one. Well, the Hungarians have a small band of followers as well. Afraid not on the scale of Norway and Iceland, who had a huge amount of followers that made the journey across. And over to the hall announcer now to introduce Spain.
Number 9, Raul Interlos. Number 11, Daniel Samento. Number 12, Jose Manuel Sierra. Number 15, Christian Ugalde. Number 19, Juan Edred. Number 21, Juan Edred Kansas. Number 24, Vian Boas. Number 25, Carlos Orozca. Number 26, Antonio Garcia. Number 28, Valero Rivera. Number 30, Gideon Murado. Number 33, Gonzalo Perez. And the official from Spain, Jose Villada.
So those are the players. That's their new coach, Manoel Cadenas, taken over from Valero Rivera, who left for Qatar after Spain won the World Championships on home soil last year. And now Hungary.
Number 4, Sabols Sholisi. Number 5, Timothy Shuk. Number 6, Thomas Moscari. Number 7, Gabor Salakaza. Number 8, Gabor Surensik. Number 11, Mada Putis. Number 12, Peter Tatai. Number 16, Roland Mikler. Number 18, Roland Nagy. Number 20, Peter Gunias. Number 24, Atelia Valkyrie. Number 25, Sabols Subai. Number 31, Gabor Sabelfai. Number 33, Gabor Ansksin. Number 66, Mate Likai. And the officials from Hungary, Lajos Moszkai.
So that's the Hungarian team, and there's Lajos Moszkai in charge since 2007. Been with the team for quite a long time. And in fact, his son in the lineup, Tamas Mokszkai. So the referees being introduced, very experienced pairing of Nenad Kristic and Peter Ljubic. Refereed the World Championship final last year in Barcelona when Spain beat Denmark. Well, the fans look happy enough. Some of the disappointed Norwegians, I'm afraid, from the last match, still pondering what might have been, and the anthem's about to be played now. So the crowd on their feet already. I think they've preempted the whole affair here in the proceedings.
First of all, from Spain.
So we have Spain first. Well, that was Spain. Certainly seemed pumped up enough, and now we shall have the anthem of Hungary. Well, by the looks of it, plenty of Hungarian support in the crowd who've made the journey. That will certainly all help as the teams swing round for the customary handshake before the game gets underway. And then tossing of the coin between the two captains to decide on the throw-off. Yes, returning from retirement to lead the Hungarians. Let's have a look though at the Spanish lineup first. Well, they've been plagued by injuries. Goalkeeper Sterbic is out with a knee injury for the competition, along with new star Alex Dujcebaev, the right back. Line player Aguinalde picked up a thigh injury in a warm-up game. He misses the start of the competition. The novice Andrew has been called up instead. But they still start with 11 players from last year's World Championship winning side, and so certainly don't lack experience. There is Raúl Entrerrios with the captain's armband today, the 32-year-old who's played 167 times for his country, scoring 369 goals, the Barcelona player. For Hungary, well, they have a big injury problem as well. They've lost the right back Laszlo Nagy with a broken leg. Hungary just isn't the same without him. It's a huge headache for them. But 10 players remain from the team that reach the London Olympic bronze medal playoff. Much is going to depend on that man there, though. Gabor Chazar, the playmaker, 186 internationals, 655 goals, plays for Paris Saint-Germain, France now, but it doesn't get as much court time as he'd like, and that could be telling in the end for them. There is Manoel Cadenas, who's replaced Valero Rivera, who's gone off to Qatar since the World Championships, and a big weight on his shoulders to maintain the winning run for Spain. For Lajos Mokshai, well, he's got a real headache because Nagy was absolutely essential to his preparation. He's got to put that behind him, though, and move on. There is Peter Ljubic, and that's Nenad Kristic, the two referees from Slovenia, as I said earlier, very experienced. Did not only the World Championship final last year, but actually also the Olympic final in London. So we're just about there for this second match in Group B in Aalborg. Here we go then, Spain in the red shirts and the blue shorts throw off this second match in Group B on day one of Euro 2014 against Hungary, who play in the all-white strip today. Hungary starts 6-0 defence. Spain building up slowly. So Canielas is there. Guardiola playing on the line at the moment, wouldn't necessarily have that role, but of course with the injury to Aguinalde, that has become de rigueur now, but hopefully he'll be back later in the competition. Aguinalde, who is in the all-star team at the World Championships and the Olympic Games. It's a big miss for them. First long-range shot, Makeda. Save, but picked up loose on the line. No one was there. Guardiola gets the loose ball. So a customary handshake at the other end for Viran Moros for Spain, who's come on, defence specialist. Centre hinge, he's working together with Guardiola in the middle. Makeda to their right, and then in the wing on the far side, Victor Thomas. Good start then for Jose Manuel Sierra, 35-year-old keeper. Off the knee. Won't count. Come back for the free throw. Lovely feed into the line though by the captain Raúl Entre Rios. Ooh, that was very high. If that had been later in the match, that could have been a 2-minute suspension already. Entre Rios tries to go in, and oh, that would have been a 2-minute suspension. Shu, I think, very likely not to be removed from the game, but I think benefiting from the fact that we're still only less than 3 minutes in. Good defense again. They're holding fast in the middle, but Spain need to spread it wide. They've got very strong wingers, but at the moment they're trying to knock down the front door. Entre Rios. Poorly caught. They have to start all over again. Good long-range shot. Given a little bit too much space. Cadenas.
Goes by number 21, Cadenas.
Slow build-up by Hungary at the moment. Still struggling to find any openings at all in the Spanish defence. We've got a first yellow card of the game, meanwhile.
Yellow card to Spain is number 5,
Quick switch. Chaza comes around into the centre. Oh, hard shot, but I'm afraid not a huge amount of direction on it. And back comes Spain. They settle things down as Hungary get quickly into position. So Sierra starting well. Normally works alongside Sterbik, who's picked up a long-term injury. It's taken him out along with Alex Dujcebaev. Big disappointment that was, because Alex Dujcebaev, the right-back, 21-year-old son of the great talent Dujcebaev, is out with a long-term injury. Too many steps. Quickly taken by Hungary. Ivancic puts it straight into the hands of Sierra, who waited patiently, raised his arms and blocked it. And another yellow card as the block comes on the shot by Entre Rios. And Sierra, a very good start to the game, thank you very much indeed. But Gergo Ivancic, so experienced, 231 caps, in fact the most experienced player in the Hungarian team. And a rather schoolboy shot, I'm afraid, on that one. So pushing up on Makeda in defence, the Hungarians, but that leaves a little bit of space behind, and that's exactly where Entre Rios has gone. The player who's moving up on Makeda has given him space to get in behind and beat Mikler. 5 minutes played then, still no goal for the Hungarians. Should have been one on the fast break at least. Well, that's more like it. As Guiush coming around from the wing. Good defending. That's better. Blocked by Manoel Nagy. Sadly no relation to Laszlo Nagy. Patient build-up by the Spanish team. Cadenas, good! Roland Mikler, 28-year-old who plays for Pick Szeged. One of the problems for Moksai, the coach, is that 6 of his players come from Pick Szeged. Used to be one of the top clubs, but didn't qualify for the Champions League this season. It means that those 6 players aren't really getting international experience, and that coupled with players like Chaza going to Paris Saint-Germain, but they're not getting a lot of court time, means that, at least not as much as he'd like, means that he's got a team that is maybe not as fully match fit as he might hope at international level. Deflected off a defender. Sierra has it easily in Spain, push up. Ah, beautifully done, stayed outside the line. Scored by Guardiola. Normally more of a defender, Guardiola, but pressed into the attack early in the game here because of the injury to Aguinagalde, and no chance at all for Mikler as the ball goes between his legs. Point blank range, and already a team timeout has been called. Guardiola's second goal brings the green card out for Laszlo Nagy, who's lacking a little bit of firepower and maybe tempted to bring on Tamás Mokshoy, his son, into the right back position. 35-year-old, quite potent. But there is no doubt that they miss the threat that Laszlo Nagy brings. EHF, we just saw with his back to us, retired after the Olympic Games in 2012, but came back into the squad now. For Manoel Cadenas, at least, he can relax in the fact that so far things are going well. 75% save rate for Jose Manuel Sierra, a veteran of 3 European Championships, 2 World Championships, and the Olympics in 2008. Missed the London Olympics though. Sterbik went with Hombrados on that occasion, but was back along with 10 of his teammates here today to win gold on home soil in the World Championships last year. That said though, Spain have never won the European Championships. 3 silver medals, 1996, 1998 and 2006, but that top step has always quite eluded them. Just managed to squeeze it in. Manoel Nagy. That'll help. Trying to clear the... Oh, lovely back pass from Makeda, and a broken wrist shot to boot by Victor Thomas on the wing. Drops his wrist back, runs the ball off his fingertips, but it was a sublime pass into him. Kept enough power, but just bent it over Mikler, who was left stranded with a big angle for the wing shot. Long range shot, and again they can't get past the wall. It's blocked and the ball's loose. It's broken for the Spaniards. Oh, good save, Mikler. Just got his foot to Valero Rivera's foot. And if the name sounds familiar, he is the son of the former coach of the Spanish team until last year, Valero Rivera Senior. Brilliant save by Mikler. And in fact, these two teams did meet at the World Championships last year in Spain. 28-22 to Spain on that occasion. And again, they flounder on the Spanish defence. They just haven't got that long-range shooting. And it's exactly, I hate to labour the point, but what Laszlo Nagy would have brought to the party. And once more, Victor Thomas on the break comes out and collects the points. Good play by the 28-year-old Barcelona winger. So Gabor Anchin now at right back. Into the wing, there's no space to do anything with it there. Wisely, the ball comes back out again, and they've got to make changes. They're getting rid of that's Mokshoy on the far side. Wise move to bring him in. 10 minutes played then, Spain 6-2 up. And the worst possible start for the Hungarians, who really mustn't allow this all to get the better of them early on, and it's going to be another yellow card, and acknowledged straight away by Szabolcs Zsuboly, 29-year-old from Pikzseget, very experienced line player, 160 internationals, a stalwart in the defence. Penalty, breaking through, and unfortunately Peter Guiusz, who was defending second in, stood back and really left Zsuboly a little stranded as he had to charge back in and foul Cadenas. Penalty to be taken by Rivera. And no problem for him. The first goal of the game for Rivera. Plays for Nantes in France. A relative newcomer, came into the squad for the Olympics at London, but didn't play. He was a reserve player, but then did play at the World Championships last year and played very well indeed for his first major competition, coached by his father. We've got a free throw, I think. Was he given the penalty? Yellow card with it. If it's in the act of shooting, should be a penalty, but we'll have to wait and see. Shot by Barna Putic. And it will be a penalty to be taken by Chazar. Chazar puts the ball away.
And goal Hungary, the number 7, German Sasa.
Well, a great start by Spain, 12.5 minutes into their first match here at Euro 2014 for the Hungarians. Problems, both teams have got injuries, you can't really blame everything on that, I'm afraid. As we see the foul here on Thomas playing in the centre. Drifts back into his wing now, Entre Rios. Well, shot under pressure, he was trying to shoot across his shoulder. It was always going to be difficult and probably unwise to push him because he was going to struggle. And ironically, Tomasz Mokroj, who's just come on, is straight off again, the 35-year-old who plays for Hanover in Germany, getting a little bit carried away. It does happen though, when you step on court the first time, your adrenaline's running, you're up for it, you get on, the first player that comes past, you give him a good shove, and unfortunately he's paid the price. Oof, that's neck height. He could be off as well. I think it was clumsy more than ill-intention. Putic caught him, and Ilyes trying to say it was his shoulder, not his neck. Anything around neck height, he is off, I'm afraid. Let's look again. Yeah, he's too close, I'm afraid. He brushed across his face. And Lajos Mokroj can say what he likes, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter whether intention was there or not. He caught him. Oh, beautifully done. Textbook, diving in, opens up the angle and puts the ball in. Rivera.
Goal Spain, the number 28, Valero Rivera, 83.
Steady pace then for the Hungarians. Short-handed, so they're being individually marked. Chazar, he's gone in on the line to try and stay out of the way. And instead, they go out. Good play! And again, they're rushing the shooting. Angshin just shot too quickly. And so Spain bring the ball up again on a power play. Tried that, won't count. The ball picked up inside the area, but he was held back first anyway. Antonio Garcia has now come into the left back in the attack, number 26 for Spain. Plays for Paris Saint-Germain as well. A relative newcomer to the Spanish team with 30 caps rather to his name, as once more Victor Thomas scores from the wing, a huge angle benefiting from the power play. And it's his third goal And this is proving to be an expensive suspension for the Hungarians. 10 more seconds to go, then they can get back to full strength again. And at the moment, Gergo Ivancic, who's trying to play outside, is being individually marked. It's not unusual when you're short-handed and being defended deep to bring your wingers out. They tend to be fast players and get in and out of the defence. They are back to full strength again now, but passive play is being warned. They've got to shoot soon. Chazar, good save, but he's pushed in the act of shooting. It's a penalty. Well, he went for his card initially and then changed his mind and sent Makeda off.
2 minutes suspension in the Spain's number 5, Roland.
So will this help the Hungarians? There's the shove. He wasn't actually in the act of shooting, he was still running at the time, but no argument from Makeda. So halfway through the first half, and Chazar takes the penalty. Well, Sierra annoyed, he got tempted. He lifted his right leg the moment he did it. Chazar just dropped it down next to his standing leg. Good play by the 29-year-old playmaker from Paris Saint-Germain. He scored 655 goals, Chazar, in 186 appearances. 4 World Championships, 3 Europeans and 2 Olympics. It's quite a record. Even had a bit of a spell in Denmark for a while, playing for Viborg. Didn't quite work out in the end. Went back to Veszprém before going on to Paris. An attacking foul by the Spaniards. Silly mistake there to give possession back to the Hungarians just when they're short-handed. It's not what they needed. Into the wing. That's more like it. Hungary up and running now. Moksai seems energized again. And it's the most capped player, Gergo Ivancic. Needed that. He's not been particularly accurate with his shooting so far. Adds to his 619 goals in 231 appearances. In fact, his brother Tamas was a right winger, but not in the squad this time, I'm afraid. Tamas Ivancic. Spain still short-handed for another 40 seconds. The player goes down under the pressure of Bana Putic, the Gurmaspar-based player. Had a stint in Spain with Barcelona, so he knows them reasonably well. No goal. Come back for the free throw, and we've got a player down in the middle. Thomas is rolling around. The winger came round at the back and seems to have been boxed around the ears by the looks of it. 4 goals in it then, 9-5. As EHF has a quick word with Peter Ljubic, the Slovenian referee. And if he caught an elbow as he came round. Look on the right, we're just out of the picture to see what happened. He literally falls into the frame because the action was happening right over on the other wing. More than likely, I suspect the defender went straight back into him, dropping back in as he saw him coming quite late, as Rojas seems to be warming up to go onto the right wing in case Thomas can't continue. Rojas, hugely experienced as well, 145 internationals, 516 goals, and with the advantage for the home crowd that he plays in Denmark for KIF Kolding. There we go. Boom! Straight in the face. And he got caught by Putic, who's already had 1 spell on the bench with a suspension. Ivancic comes over to see if he's all right. It did look a bit as if he didn't see him coming. He was completely in his back. He didn't seem to look over his shoulder, Putic, but just raised his arm at the wrong moment. A long-range shot picked up this time by the Hungarians. They try and move the play up quickly. There was a very close pass to Thomas, who seems absolutely fine, continues to play. Needed to release that quicker into the wing, Moksai. That's better. Yes, again. Lovely hide from Gergo Ivancic. Well, after a couple of failed attempts, he's found his range. Dummies the first one over the top to the far post, then goes on the inside post. 3 goals in it. Well, it's gone from +5 to +3. They're working their way back in, and it looks like Thomas has come off, and Rojas steps on. Looking for the pass, and again an attacking foul. With the free throw taken from the wrong place, so the Hungarians have to send the ball all the way back and take it from the right spot. Well, a better spell by Hungary. You were a little bit worried they were going to be steamrolled, but they've managed to settle into some kind of a rhythm here, stem the tide and start to close it back again. The score's gone from 9-3 to Spain to 9-6. Mate Leckie has now come on in the playmaker role, and he gets straight onto the score sheet. Does he? Well, no, it's Moksai, I beg your pardon. But it was, he set it up at least. Well, team timeout for Spain as they see not only Hungary scoring now well, but the defense for Spain is getting a little bit ragged. Just need to settle it down. Manoel Cadenas there for Spain, who also coaches Wisła Płock in Poland. There was a time when Spanish coaches and players were all staying home, didn't travel. They had a very good league, nice contracts at home, and the recession has really seen an influx of Spanish players into the rest of Europe, and coaches as well. And whereas in the old days it was Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, that's all you saw when you looked down next to the players' names for a Spanish team. These days you got Rhein-Neckar Leuven in Germany, Nantes and Paris Saint-Germain in France. Two of them, Ruesca and Ugalde, actually play for Veszprém in Hungary against a lot of their opponents here today. And then you got some at Hamburg, Denmark at Kif Kolding. There is Victor Thomas, elbow in the face, but still managed 3 from 3 so far. Together with Ivancic, they get enormous height, and it allows them to cut back in towards the middle and open up the angle. Well, on that occasion, maybe a bit more direct, and he's still receiving a little bit of treatment from the knock in the head that he got from Putic. So 2 in it. Oh, brilliant play into the side netting, but that's a penalty. The foul on Juan Andreu, the number 19, who's just come on the line. Nice feed into him by Cadenas, and Andreu brought in for the injured Aguinalde, at least for the first part of the tournament. Wins a penalty to be taken by Albert Rojas. Danish-based winger. Oh, smartly done. Through the keeper's legs. At the moment Mikler lifted his legs, he was in trouble, and Thomas saying it was an elbow. Yeah, I think we can agree with that. We saw it. And he doesn't look too comfortable with that, I have to say. Here it is again, look at this, smacked him, and it literally was the elbow as well. It's not even the forearm. Hopefully nothing long-term, and at least they've got an outstanding replacement, Albert Rojas. It's hard to pick between the two of them, frankly. Good defending again. Free throw conceded, and Zuboy, who's no slouch on the line, really struggling to find any space. Problem is, he is a little bit light as a line player. 86 kilos for 1.91 m, which for a line player at this level can be problematic when you're up against such a big defense. Lekaj gets his first of the game, the 25-year-old based in Slovenia for Celje. Nice shot by Leckie. So 20 minutes into the game, and Spain, who were leading comfortably 9-3, are now leading just 10-8. Oh, awkward. Mikler got to it though. Moksai looks for the line, nothing there, he comes back again. So Shu and Ilyes preparing maybe to come on. Shu, a line player, bit heavier, 106 kilos. And I think that's what they need against this Spanish team. Unfortunately, Zuboy just doesn't have the weight. That's a penalty though, and a chance to get back to within 1. Leckie again causing the problems, drives into the line, and nearly got trodden on, but the foul had been committed before that. His arm taken as he went through. And so another chance for Chazar to step up and take the penalty. Chazar, who missed the Olympic bronze medal playoff through an ankle injury, sadly for them. Oh, saved! Well, Spain, who brought in Gonzalo Perez with just 6 internationals to his name in place of the injured Sterbik. His first action in a major competition. And he makes a save. Nice one by the 23-year-old. He's a reserve goalkeeper for the World Championships last year, but never got in on the action in the end. That's going to be a free throw for Spain. Mokshoy still trying to find some solutions here. As Cadenas sits down to try and take time to contemplate the situation. Pass just too short, unfortunately, and left to go out at the back for a goalkeeper throw. Back come the Hungarians. Spain aren't organised yet. There's a chance if they're quick. Yes! Done it! Timucin Su plays for the champions Veszprém.
Goal, Hungary, number 5, Timucin Su.
8 minutes remaining in the first half. 3 players in the Hungarian team come from Veszprém, and that's nicely done by Makeda. Brute force, 1m97, 105 kilos. If you start letting him have a run up, it's like a moving train. You're not going to stop him after that. When he walked absolutely through Timucin Su. He's roughly the same weight, but I'm afraid once you're moving, it is like trying to stop a loaded train. So Lecky in the centre. Little switch back in again. Tries to go for the inside post. Needed to release it quicker to the wing. Got a yellow card meanwhile for Cadenas. And Chazar's come off for a bit of a break. Hugely experienced, but not getting much play this season in Paris. 7 matches only. Makeda, here he goes again. You've let him carry on through. Luckily for the rest of the team, Mikler pulls off a great save, try to put it over the top of his head. There's the block, shot straight into the defender. Don't think he knew too much about it. Makeda's away. Got his arm to it. Makeda just shot too quickly on the way up. Needed to hang a little bit longer. 25-year-old who plays for Nantes in France. His teammates with the winger for Spain also, Valero Rivera, both play over there. The French team are doing well in the league this year. Makeda tries to cut back inside again. Switches it. Beautifully done. Penalty. Arm taken as he went to shoot. And a 2-minute suspension as well. Well played by Andreu, but unfortunately Putic gets his second 2-minute suspension of the game. Let's have a look again. Well, again, is that a 2-minute suspension? It's definitely a penalty. No arguing with that. That may have been a harsh call, and that puts him on a difficult situation. One more 2-minute suspension, he's going to be red carded. Penalty to be taken by Rojas against Tatai. And nothing that the new Hungarian keeper can do. Peter Tatai, who plays alongside the other keeper, Roland Mikler at Pik Szeged. Taken very quickly, and Rojas has no problem. And so with the Hungarians being short-handed, Spain are pushing up with a very deep defence. Mokshoy. Wingers are going to have to come out and help because they're going to get caught out otherwise. There's no one for Mokshoy to pass to. Good defending by Spain. Lecky is the player being individually marked. And in the end, too many steps. Good defending by Spain. A lot of pressure on the Hungarians, but they didn't help each other well enough. And they pay the price in the end. No wonder that Cadenas reaches over to congratulate his defence specialist, Viran Moros, a Barcelona back player. And they pay the price at the other end. Nicely put away. And it's Sarmiento who's just come on. He's a playmaker, but he's driven in on the line. Stays there and puts the ball away. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. They could have got back to within 1 with a penalty, and instead, slowly, Spain are pulling off the other way now. 9-8 has become 13-9, so it's been a spell instead the other way. 5-0 spell by Hungary brought to an end. Came off a defender, that'll be a throw in from the corner. And Hungary will be back to full strength in a few moments, just as Mokshai looks up to the clock to check. So that's Zsuboly. And he can run back on again. Looking to the wing, play on. Well, the winger blocked him. Makeda went forward, just stopped moving. And as he did, Leckie helped himself and went in the gap. Leckie gets up again, the ball's still live. Helps himself. So Mikler has gone back into goal for Hungary. More experienced of the two players with 122 internationals to Tatai's 74. Still both very experienced. As I said, both play for Pig Szeged, who aren't in the Champions League this year, and so they're not getting that international dimension. Poor wing pass. Allows Hungary to break out. Too many steps to me. Yep. And Spain have taken it very quickly, and Hungary arguing they hadn't taken it from the right place, but the referees play wave on. Wave them on, and Guardiola gets his third goal. Moros straight away. And they may have a point because Moros took it from the middle, whereas the foul did happen over on the right back position as the Spaniards look at it. So 3 minutes remaining in the first half, and the world champion Spain lead Hungary 14-10 in their opening match here in Group B at Euro 2014. Zsuboly over the top. Another one of the Pig Szeged team, 6 of them here. He's gone off. Ilyes holding things in the middle with Timoshin Shu. Trying to find a way through. There's nothing there. They come back again. Good defending this time now. Hungary really working well together. Sarmiento comes back to the center. Gurbindo to his right now. Another one of the defense specialists, really. Completely misread. Mikler moved at the wrong moment. He should have shuffled across. Got himself completely flat-footed. Sarmiento scores his second of the game. We're inside the last 2 minutes, a 5-goal lead. What a shame from what could have been 1 goal down. All the hard work to get back into the game. Well saved by Perez in goal. So for Hungary, a lot of changes between attack and defence. It's problematic when you get on the wrong side of the court, but at the moment at least Zsuboly and Ilyes are changing each time. And that's going to be a free throw though. Parried away. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Ilyes still holding solid in the centre in defence. 1.98 meters. Not much he could do in defence. The Spaniards, well, a bit mooted at the moment, but still happy with that. It's Andreu playing his first major competition. Andreu, 28 years of age, plays for Hanover, and Mikler not looking too happy as he comes over for a chat with Tatai. 25 seconds to go. Zalafai has gone in on the wing, and they've lost possession again, and having had a good spell, they're now falling apart, Hungary. So many technical mistakes, and they're paying the price as Christian Ugalde, who ironically plays in Veszprém in Hungary, scores his first of the game, having just come on. 17-10, their biggest lead yet. And there is the buzzer. They'll have to take the free throw, though. It'll be direct. Ilyes may be the tallest player to come up and do it. The entire team will line up in front of him, and in fact it's going to be taken by Manoel Nagy. Well, a half-hearted effort, and that's it then. Half-time comes up.
Half-time score is 17 Spain and 10
17-10 then to Spain at half-time, and Hungary, who went 6 goals down at 9-3, managed to claw their way back to 9-8, only to completely lose their footing again and suffer an 8-2 reverse. And they've absolutely collapsed here late in the first half. The defense isn't there anymore. They're not spreading the game wide. Their shooting's not working, but more than anything else, so many technical mistakes. And they're being hit on the fast break by Spain time and again. And it's proving absolutely crucial. So at half-time here in Group B, Spain 17, Hungary 10. Well, there'll be a short 10-minute break now for these teams before they resume, and a lot of work for Hungary to do. Look at that, they're only succeeding in scoring on 38% of their attacks against 65 for Spain, 40% success rate on their shooting against 70% for Spain. Spain better than average, and Hungary well below average, I'm afraid. 5 turnovers apiece, but it's the fast breaks which are just being hit really. 3 scored out of 5 for Spain, so they're actually being a bit wasteful in the process, but still outscoring them. Thomas and Guardiola top scoring in the game with 3 goals apiece, while Chaza, Ivanchik and Lecki are the best of the Hungarians with 2 goals each, and that's matched by Sarmiento, Rivera and Rojas. But I'm afraid that it's been a poor performance, and there you can see it. Hungary starts slow, they then get the upper hand, and then look at that last 10-minute spell, 2 goals, while Spain absolutely hit them for 6. And get control of the game again, and there's a mountain to climb now for the poor Hungarians because of lapses of attention. This is where the goals are going in then for Spain. A nice spread, except ironically at the left and right back positions, the wings and down the middle's going in. 3 penalties and 3 fast breaks for them. The Hungarian picture, I'm afraid, not so clear. There's good play going down the left-hand side with the likes of Ivanchik, and it's always happening on the right-hand side. Only 1 shot from the right back, none from the wing. They've got to open up the dimension. 1 fast break, but and they didn't score it because Spain are getting back too quick. Well, they got 2 penalties. So at half-time then, it's 17-10 to Spain. We're going to take a short break, but join us again in just a few moments for the second half. We'll see you then.
Number 5, your officials and referees, we kindly ask you this. Goal Spain, number 13. Goal Spain, number 8. Hungary. 15 minutes break.
Nothing can stop me now that I'm flying. This is the moment, wanna shout it out. On the horizon, the sun is rising. This is the moment, wanna shout it out.
So welcome back to the Gigantium in Aalborg and the opening day of the Men's European Handball Championships 2014 in Spain. Group B, we've already had one result today with Iceland beating Norway 31-26. Remember, only 3 out of the 4 teams go through to the main round. At the moment here at half-time in this match between Spain and Hungary, the Spaniards are leading 17-10 after an 8-2 exchange in the last 10 minutes of the first half. Completely scuppered all the good work that Hungary did with a 5-0 exchange to get them back to within a goal of the world champions. Now, that said, of course, Spain are the favourites in this group. And teams may think, well, we're going to struggle to beat them, but as long as we make sure we beat the other 2 teams and we go through in second place. But it's not really something that you want to factor in. Ideally, you want to go in and get all your matches won. But the world champions have started very efficiently, despite the absence of some of their key players, including Arpad Sterbik, the goalkeeper, and Alex Dujcebaev. Juan Garcia maybe with a longer-term absence, and of course Aguin Agalde, the all-star player from the World Championships and the last Olympic Games, the line player unavailable. Hopefully he will be back in the next 2 or 3 games for Spain. Mikler has had a bit of a torrid time in goal. Blasted from all directions from a Spanish team that's playing it nice and wide and are coming in with very good pace but are defending well. Hungary have played exceptionally well, but very patchy, unfortunately, not consistently through the 30 minutes. That's the difference at the moment. So let's see if they can do that now in the second half, but they've left themselves with a mountain to climb. 7 goals down at the break. So here we go then with the second half. Hungary throw off with that 7-goal deficit. And Spain, whom they haven't beaten since the European Championships in 2008 in Norway. Into the wing, but that was an attacking foul beforehand. Putic going straight into the defender. So Spain starting up the second half with Eduardo Gurbindo at the right-back position instead of Makeda, the number 3 in the bottom of the picture. Plays for Barcelona. Picked ahead of Montoro for the squad this time. He wasn't with the World Championship winning side. Into the wing, closed angle, but a bit of a shove there by Lecky. Gives a free throw for Spain. Gurbindo takes it. Tries to rush along, that doesn't quite work. And Spain attacking 4-2 at the moment. Bit of a deflection that takes a sting out of the shot. Comfortable pick-up for Mikler. Hungary breaking out, but again, Spain get back fast. Moksai looking in, but unfortunately, Solushi getting a bit carried away. He's given away a free throw, and they've been slow to pick him up. Christian Ugalde goes off like a rocket. Well, that's more like it. Quick reaction by Hungary, straight off the free throw. And Lecky scores his third. Mate Lecky, who plays in Slovenia for the Celje team there. And there is Cadenas, 27-year-old. He plays in Hamburg. Starting off on the far side. And well, Thomas seems okay now. The ice pack's off. Nearly managed to intercept that. No luck there as Cadenas tries to drive things from the middle. He's swapped with Sarmiento. They'll swap back again now. Sarmiento, long-standing Barcelona player, the number 11. Lovely darting runs, very quick. It's an attacking foul by the line player this time. It's Andrew. Oh, nice one-handed take there by Lecky. Tries to cut back inside again, but they've got to exploit the wings faster. By the time the ball gets to the wing, it's too late. That got deflected as well on the way through. Spain have started the second half as well with Gonzalo Perez in goal, the 23-year-old. Plays in France for Phoenix Toulouse. And winded. Down goes Juan Cadenas. Former Atletico Madrid player until they went bankrupt. Takes a bit, there it is, oof, on the chest. Got caught by EHF. Yes goes, well, what's wrong with that? Well, I'm afraid you shouldn't really be doing that. There'd be no harm done. He should get back up again, hopefully, Cadenas, but he's taking his time. Cadenas, he's played at 3 World Championships, very experienced player. But still hasn't quite reached the 100 caps for his country yet. 207 goals for Spain, though. He's fine. So 18-11, 2 minutes and 50 seconds into the second half. He's trying to drive in. He didn't drive, he went across instead of driving in. So actually took the defender into the wing. Tries again, and once more he's moving towards the wing. He's got to drive in more at the moment, Gurbindo, to get the last defender, as you look at the defense, moving to the left, not to the right. Otherwise, all he's doing is cutting out Rojas' space. Another free throw for Spain. Looking to the line. Tries to release it into the wing, but he's impeded in the process. It's a free throw. Long attack by Spain. Andro fouled. Player called up at the last minute when Aguinaldo got injured last week. Good save by Mikler. Quick reaction down low to his left. Great save by the 28-year-old from Pigzeged. Attacking foul, is it? Yeah, too many steps, they're saying. I thought he managed to bounce the ball before he took the third step, but there you go. Knocked out of play. To give some time to get organised, Peter Guiush puts it behind for a corner throw-in. Slow build-up as Hungary happy to sit back with a 6-0 defence and wait for Spain to come in. Yeah, probably need to be a bit more adventurous. Another good save to the left once more. And Guiush this time gets in a bit too quickly and concedes a free throw as he rushes in to get ahead of Andro, who seems to be loitering for the loose ball. Gurbindo. Gurbindo again looking for the line. This time it's blocked fairly. And the Hungarians get the loose ball. Nice clearance, that one by Vancic. Yes! Opened it up very quickly to Mokshoy. Second goal for Mokshoy, beating Perez, the 23-year-old in goal. Gurbindo pushing up periodically in defence to get up the front, and it's another free throw as Andro just can't quite work his way through. Big line plays, Andro. 113 kilos, and 1.97 m tall, plays for Hanover in the Bundesliga. Wow, Mokshoy's picked up a 2-minute suspension. And if my calculations are right, that's his second. Stolen, Ivancic's away. Hammers it away, that's more like it. Well, a 3-1 exchange by Hungary. They've come out strong in the second half. The thing is, though, they did that in the first half. They've got to keep this going for another 25 minutes. And that despite being short-handed. 2 goals, that's really helping them along. Into the wing. Oh, off the post, the ball's still dead. Sarmiento gets a penalty. A lot of flack coming Kristic's way. Slovenian referee gets harangued. Let's have a quick look and see. The ball is loose, comes out. Well, the argument is that he barged his way through and sent Ivancic flying in the first place, but the replay shows quite neatly that, of course, the reason he did that is Solushi barged into him effectively. Hungary changed keeper. Back in comes Peter Tatai, the 30-year-old from Pigzeged. Up against Rojas. And no problem for Rojas, who scores his third penalty of the game. Frustrated Tatai comes off and hands over to Mikler to go back in. So Ilyes now staying on in attack at the left-back position while they're short-handed, but two players are now being individually marked as Spain push for a 4-0-2, and the Hungarians struggling. That got touched luckily by a Spanish defender, otherwise it would have been a double dribble. That helps because the foul allows Ivanchik to come back and take a free throw, but Spain are really trying to harass Hungary into making mistakes. Lecky, it's worked. Again, Spaniards touched it, the ball's still loose. Oh, and I think that's unlucky for Ugalde, who I thought got to it. 10 more seconds before Hungary back to full strength again. That came off a defender. It'll be a throw-in from the corner. 7 minutes played. Still a comfortable lead for Spain. And Ivanchik, well, he's really pulling along now. Coming in on the line behind the defence and catching them napping. Ivanchik, who's had a long career with Veszprém, where he now plays alongside, of course, two of the Spaniards. Ugalde and Ruesca. Broken through. Patient build-up, but they've got so much power at the back. The momentum is just incredible. Second for Entre Rios. Oh, cracking long-range shot. Lovely height on that one, and Gábor Ancsin. Oh, they're giving as good as they're getting at the moment, the Hungarians, but they've got to start closing that 5-goal gap. Makeda's back on again. And one big right back finds an even bigger line player. Andrew gets his second. Ah, deflection. There's not much Perez could do about that. Lucky strike for Lecky. Absolutely sent him the wrong way, but with help from that right hand there in defence. And Makeda back in the frame at right back. In the centre, the captain, Entre Rios. Makeda tries to go round, goes for the long way. Ah, inside post, beautifully placed. Not him, it's number 5. Look at this. Under a lot of pressure. He did very well because he was running against the shot as well. Had to shoot across his body, and Mikler goes, well, what am I supposed to do with that? So Ancsin at right back. Second line play goes in, the ball's fumbled. Double dribble taken by Moros, but it's intercepted this time. Into the wing. He did well because he fumbled the ball initially, but somehow Ivanchik managed to control it. And just at the right moment, put it away. 5 goals for him, a 32-year-old from Veszprém. And so 10 minutes into the second half, still though a 5-goal lead for Spain. Makeda. And he let go just in time, Shu, because Makeda made quite a meal out of that one, but Shu's okay, looked anxiously at the referee, another one of the Veszprém players. I think Makeda can look after himself in those circumstances. Refereeing partners said who did the last 2 major finals, World Championships 2013 in Spain last year when Spain won, so fond memories for the Spaniards of these referees. One of the most one-sided finals ever seen, unfortunately, when they beat Denmark. Now we've got a 2-minute suspension as well. Entre Rios, the scorer, with 3 goals now from 3 attempts. But I think that push there, unfortunately, by Gábor Ancsin has proved costly. So off goes the 23-year-old from Pik Szeged.
23 to 17.
So once more, the Hungarians are short-handed, and immediately Spain respond with no line player to worry about by pushing up. But the Hungarians try to give them something to worry about by putting their winger Ivanchik behind the defence. The Spaniards very good at this. They're putting two up now at the back, and it really frustrates them. They've broken through. Well, you just have to keep your head and work patiently through it, and it came off in the end. Guiush, the scorer. Fantastic pass into him though by Mate Lecki under pressure. First goal of the game for Guiush. Despite being short-handed. Big space on the wing. Oh, beautifully done. The style. Albert Rojas drops the ball next to the goalkeeper's feet. That's cool. Then again, there's the man who scored 516 goals in 145 internationals. Rojas is a class act, there's no doubt about it. Change of keepers, you just saw then Peter Tatai goes in goal for Hungary. His first goal by Rojas in open play, actually, the other three being penalties. Iliesh. He could have been tempted, Ivanchik, but decided not to in the end. Free throw. Still some 20 seconds or so remaining on the suspension for Hungary. If he just maintained the momentum, Gergo Ivanchik, well, he ran out of people to pass to, cornered himself, and just had to take the shot. And Spain have been brilliant in that respect. Every time they've had the extra player, they've really put them under pressure. Beautiful again, Rojas. And as the defence is sucked into the centre, being short-handed, the wingers starting to have a bit of a show now. Lovely little broken wrist shot, drops his wrist back, runs it off his fingertips. His arm's going fast, and the goalkeeper thinks it's a hard shot, but actually he takes the flight off the ball and curves it. 17 minutes remaining in the game. And the half-time lead of 7 goals restored now for Spain. Well, that was never going to find its way to the line by Moksai. Tatai comes out from goal to scoop the ball up and move it back up again. Free throw for Hungary, but we've got a bit of an injury as the defence specialist, Viran Moros, has gone down. Another one of the Barcelona contingent here. Let's have a look. Oof, caught the ball. That will wind him. One of 6 Barcelona players in the lineup. Well, for Lajos Moksai, the frustration really, this lack of consistency of the Hungarian team. Brilliant at once, frustrating on the other hand, and it's just next to them you've got Spain, who are just ticking away like a metronome. It just goes, the attacks function, it goes wide. They play deep, they've got power, and it's there all the time. And who in defence are just solid as a rock. Some of the Spanish supporters getting in, well, I was going to say good voice, I'm not sure about the tune. As Andreu scores. I think the fans need to keep it in tune a little bit, but there's certainly plenty of passion about their singing. Well, he was probably down on the ground, but I think the referee's giving him the benefit of the doubt as he was being fouled in the process. That shot under a lot of pressure for EHF, goes straight into the goalkeeper. As Rojas takes a bit of a blow. Holding his shoulder, the winger from Kolding. Well, I should say Copenhagen Kolding. It's a joint club now. And he's decided to go off. Ironically, he came on because Thomas got injured, but it looks like Thomas, who's took the elbow in the face earlier, is the one who's going to come on again. Let's have a look again there. Look on the left-hand side. Well, it was the upper arm that got an elbow in it, actually, as the player turned. And Thomas getting back a little bit too late to close the door there, and Ivanchik just got in, opened the angle and rolled it off his fingertips to put it over the top of the goalkeeper. Impeccably weighted. 6th goal for Ivanchi as we reach the midway point in the second half, while Rojas is still feeling the after effects of that elbow from Ivanchi. It just caught his arm down. I think it twisted it awkwardly as a result. Looking for a back pass there. That was a little bit over-ambitious by Garcia, and back come the Hungarians. Timosin Shu. He gets his second. Shu, who's just played his 100th international for Hungary. Well, I think there's no doubting the Tatai's up for this one. Frustration with Andrew getting another goal there. 4th for him. So 14 minutes remaining, and it's 10 goals apiece in the second half now, after Hungary made a really good start and closed it right down. But their lack of consistency then kicked in again. Nice cut back inside again. And a first goal of the game for the winger Attila Vatkerti, 31-year-old. Coming on, and that's not looking good, I'm afraid, for Albert Rojas, who's holding his shoulder. He may well have strained some of the muscles. He's got a couple of days before their next match on Tuesday, when they're up against Norway. And the Hungarians will be up against Iceland. And another one goes in rather softly by the looks of it. Garcia taken quickly, the throw off, but that's going to be a free throw, touched by a defender on the way out. It's a throw in from the corner for Hungary. And team timeout called by Hungary. Well, 16 teams are starting out in this competition. That's going to carry on now for the next 2 weeks. This group is underway, as we know already, and meanwhile in Herning, where the competition will end up with the final. Group A is being played today, with Austria currently playing the Czech Republic, while Denmark later on play their first game, the hosts, against Macedonia. And then tomorrow Group C and D get underway. Group C in Aarhus, not far from here, just to the south. We'll see Serbia, France, Poland and Russia battle it out for the 3 spots in the main round, while in Group D, the only group not in Jutland, on the Danish mainland, they're playing in Copenhagen, we have Croatia, Sweden, Belarus and Montenegro. And the top 3 from each group will go through, and they will merge. Groups A and B will become Group 1 with 6 teams, and Group C and D will become Group 2 with 6 teams. And at the end of the main round, the top 2 teams go through to the semi-finals. That's the format then for the next 2 weeks. Hope you can join us on a few more occasions. We'll certainly be very happy to have you on board and listening in. So Hungary, I'm afraid, are struggling here. They did so well to close the gap down, but have then lost their footing once more. Got it back to within 4, and now Spain have just opened up again. Oh, lovely dummy. Well, he obviously has no after effects from the blow to the face earlier. Victor Thomas dummied beautifully, then cut back inside. 4th goal for him. Hungary know they need to keep fighting though, because it could come down to goal difference. But Kerti, who's just come on, gets his 2nd goal. Normally, if you're on the same number of points as another team, the direct result between those 2 teams counts. But if you get 3 teams on the same number of points, who knows? Then it could come down to goal difference, and it becomes a little bit different. So Valero Rivera looking as if he's waiting to come back on again on the wing. Maybe give Ugalde a bit of a break. It's been a comfortable opening exercise then for the world champions, Spain. racing to a 9-3 lead. Then the Hungarians clawed it back to within 1 goal at 9-8 before Spain just opened up and took a 7-goal lead at half-time. And despite their best endeavours, the Hungarians just can't find that consistency to close the gap, and they just seem to find an extra gear every time Hungary up the tempo. But they're defending. They are so deep, and it's a 2-minute suspension. Again, accidental. I don't think there was any ill intention. Makeda just glancing blow, and acknowledges immediately and quite sportingly his mistake as he caught EHF. Is it Putic? I beg your pardon. So Makeda is off. It's his second 2 minutes of the game. He's going to have to watch himself. One more and it would be a red card for him. Well, obviously he could be replaced after 2 minutes. So Hungary, well, if they're going to do it, now wouldn't be a bad time to try and put in a big spurt. It's going to need to be, with only 11 minutes remaining. But it's going to take something really special. Attacking foul. Putic going straight into the defender. I'm afraid the back player from Gummersbach not too happy, but I think it's a good call. The player, Thomas, wasn't moving at the time and stood his ground. And Mokshoy kind of theatrically stands next to him, waving his arms as well, but I'm afraid that has absolutely no effect whatsoever on the Slovenian referees. So Hungary get EHF back into the number 3 position on the right, where he works with Shu as the central hinge of the Hungarian defense. Long-range shot in the end under pressure. The ball is still loose, and as Interelios tries to reach over, fouls EHF into the wing. That's more like it. Nicely done. Ball going into the wing, and Rivera just slipped at that point.
Goal Hungary number 31, Gebers Shalfai.
So Shalfai scores. And we have less than 10 minutes remaining now in the game. That's the first goal by Shalfai, the number 31 for Hungary in a major competition. Only 10 internationals for Hungary before arriving here at these European Championships. Rivera tried to be clever there and just swing it off his fingertips over the keeper, but didn't quite get the pace he needed. Oh, and luck won't go their way. Dummied the pass to the wing, Angshin, and then drove through. Fabulous play, but then the shot didn't work. That was wonderful dummy. Second line player's gone in. Sulushi is there. Tries to get the ball into him. Good defense again by Spain. I'm afraid for the Hungarian fans, not much to cheer about today. Well, except maybe Gergo Ivancic's 6 goals, and they have been beautiful. Lecky. Attacking foul again. The Spaniards are just everywhere, aren't they, in defense, and they just can't find the gaps through. They just needed to release it this time a little earlier to the wing action, but didn't. And the frustration continues for Mokshoy on the bench. Well, the Hungarians have arrived here without their emblematic leader, Laszlo Nagy, and visibly feeling the effects. It is difficult when you've got someone who scored 647 goals in 167 appearances. He knows the Spaniards well as well, having been at Barcelona for a long time. In fact, captained them, but he was a big loss. Free throw, and the theatrics continue on the bench. And the arguments, unfortunately, are costing them a lack of discipline, and EHF gets 2 minutes. Ferenc EHF, the 32-year-old captain. And that's why he gets it. Well, maybe to calm things down, it's not a bad idea. Manoel Cadenas has called a team timeout for Spain. So they are coasting away, Spain here, and look to be heading for a safe 2 points. The Hungarians will have to look back on this as just one of those where there were good things to be taken from it, but unfortunately a lack of consistency is a problem, and we've got to work on that, because even if we thought we had a chance against Spain, if we haven't won, it's not the end of the world. They are the world champions. Everyone knew they were favourites in this group. Although they can take nothing for granted, because any of the other teams on their good day could beat them. But I think Hungary just have to get their focus now very clearly around Norway and Iceland, the other two teams in this group, and make sure they get one win out of that at the very least, ideally two, and go through to the main round, because obviously your results from the preliminary rounds are carried into the main round, at least for those teams that qualify with you. And as I said, they've got to keep fighting, because goal difference could potentially become a factor later on in the competition if more than a couple of teams ended up on the same number of points. That's a good block by Solushi, who got out there quickly. The theatrical fall there was a little bit unnecessary by Gurbindo. Oh, nicely done. Goes out and comes back in and exploits the space. Actually, the first goal of the game for Gurbindo. 26-year-old, one of the 6 Barcelona players in the team, and Tatai looks somewhat bemused. 7 minutes remaining then in this Group B match. The opening day of the 2014 Men's European Handball Championships in Denmark. Huge excitement in the country around this. And with Hungary being short-handed once more, the Spaniards push up with 2 defenders at the front to really harass them, and it's worked so well. They've stolen the ball time and again with that. And some of the Hungarian fans are trying, I'd say half-heartedly, to lift their team here. That's not going to help much. Maybe stand up. Lecky, he's through. Penalty. And the 2-minute suspension is going to come with it, but nice play by the 25-year-old from Celje in Slovenia. He's saying, oh, I've got the penalty, haven't I? I thought for a second it hadn't been given. Cuts back inside, and slash on the arm there, I think, by Sarmiento. Is it, or is it Guardiola? He was the player on the other side. Well, he gave him the shove, and Sarmiento slashed his arm. Putic. Ah! Well, goalkeeper Perez didn't even have to move. He barely twitched his arm to get to it. Putic, not sure what he was trying to do, because he hadn't made the goalkeeper move at all. Either put it over his head, but don't start shooting in the top corners if you haven't made the goalkeeper move. So Gonzalo Perez, 23-year-old, just 6 internationals for Spain before coming here. Had to come in at the last minute when Sterbic was injured. Hasn't played in a major competition before. He was a reserve for the World Championships last year, but didn't play. Little handoff, Gurbindo, Sarmiento. Can't quite get the ball, and Gurbindo wisely doesn't release it. He's never quite sure what's going on behind. And so Hungary are now back to full strength again. And so Ferenc Ilyes comes in. I'm sure with a flea in his ear from Moksai about keeping his mouth shut in future and not going off for silly reasons. Let's have a quick look. Wow, that's an interesting one. Angshin getting a hand to the face and getting away with it. Sarmiento, the recipient. And unfortunately, on the bench still, problems for Rojas, whose shoulder appears to be troubling him. It's probably as he's getting cold now as well, having not played for a while. But the strain will feel more and more as the muscle cools down. Oh, he had to run back in between 1 and 2 there and then look for the wing. He just pulled up too early again. Out of play, say the referee. Kristic points to the goalkeeper. Timoshin shoot wasn't a bad idea, but there was just no one there. It went a little bit beyond. 5 minutes remaining then in the game. Still a 7-goal lead for Spain. Who are coasting. They are turning the bench. Andrew meanders back in on the line, and even the Spanish supporters seem to have been lulled into a quiet torpor here in Aalborg by their team's mechanical efficiency. Well, I shouldn't say that. We've seen some nice plays as well. That was good though by Hungary. And Ivanchik and others are still standing up and try to cheer the team on, keep the spirits up. Good by the veterans. There's a nice pass into him by Leckie as well. 4 minutes to go. Well, Chazar, interestingly, being kept off now altogether. And I think with the limited playing time he's getting at Paris Saint-Germain, with just 7 matches this season, that any court time he can get would be good news. It makes you wonder if he's picked up a niggling injury and they've decided to keep him fresh for Iceland and Norway. But that said, though, let's not take anything away from Mate Leckie, who's playing well in the centre. Passive play now being warned against the Spaniards. That's an attacking foul as Sarmiento runs straight into Shu. That's more like it. EHF gets his first goal of the game, the captain. Shot around the other side of the defender, dropped his arm and shot around, but put it diagonally across the goal. Gurbindo is off, gets a bit of a break as they continue to turn the bench, and Makeda comes back on again. Looks like Entre Rios' job is not entirely done yet, waiting to come back on again. Taking the direct route. Second goal of the game for Antonio Garcia, the 29-year-old. Putic just inside the far post. First goal for him. And again, Leckie the provider. 2.5 minutes remaining. Makeda looks for the wing. Was that deflected off a hand, I think, but Vatkerti knocks the ball out of play. But let's have a quick look and see where the problem was. Well, he did put his foot out. Well, interestingly, if you put your foot out deliberately and block the ball, you can get a 2-minute suspension. Seems to have benefited, I think, from the scrabble for the ball and uncertainty maybe by the referee, who was on the far side, diagonally away. Nice take under a lot of pressure there, and that's going to be a 2-minute suspension. Going a little too hard, and ironically it's Vatkerti. We were just talking about whether he was lucky to stay on the football just now, and now goes off for a bit of pushing on the line player inside the last 2 minutes. It's no mean feat to bring all 103 kilos of Guardiola down, especially when you're a 182 winger. Still working for Victor Thomas, his 5th goal of the game for the Barcelona winger, as he takes the penalty. Tatai, impassive. So Hungary will finish the game short-handed. So less time remaining than is on the clock, only just. Leckie, Putic. That came off a defender, took the sting out of it. Comfortable pick up for the goalkeeper. Lovely pass out. Nicely done, Rivera. 3rd goal of the game. Nice block. Moros and Garcia between them blocking it and setting up the fast break. Captain up on his feet, and so we enter the last minute. Good save. Perez again. Too many steps. Well, there's time, but don't want to worry about that. That's another one back underneath the legs of the keeper. Scored by Sharafai. His 2nd of the game.
Hungary, number 31, Sarafai.
28-year-old who plays for Giangios, and I'm afraid the Hungarian fans looking rather dispirited now. Despite that last goal, they're 6 down. You could argue that in the second half, Hungary are 1 up on the scoreline. Not anymore, it's 7 again. But I'm afraid that's because Spain have been coasting it. And there goes the buzzer. Goal right on the buzzer, and with little effort. 34-27 then the final score here in Aalborg in the second game in Group B. And Spain, the world champions, pick up their 2 points to join Iceland at the top of the table. Disappointment, I'm afraid, for Laszlo Nagy and his team. They just don't have the options open to them in the second half. They struggled. Chazar didn't come on in the end. Leki did well in the centre, but it was a lack of consistency that was the problem, and Ivanchik on his own simply couldn't do it for them. Good all-round performance by Spain, though. Great defending, solid, worked really well together. In attack, they spread the ball very wide. They were very quick on the breaks. They punished all the mistakes by the Hungarians. And in the end, it's a 7-goal win, which actually on goal difference will put them just above Iceland tonight in Group B. The Spanish fans happy with the start. Gets them in good shape. We're going to have the Man of the Match awards as they go already over to high-five some of their fans. Nice little touch there.
First from Hungary, number 66, Mate.
So Mate Leki wins the Man of the Match award for Hungary. 4 goals, but actually he set up a lot in the second half when he took over from Chazar. He has to put on a bit of a smile there, but he does look extremely disappointed. But he was actually one of the bright lights in the performance, along with Ivanchik for the Hungarians. And now to Spain.
Number 8, Victor Thomas.
Victor Thomas gets it. 5 goals, 1 penalty, 4 open play goals, but there were some class shots in there.
And congratulations to both.
Miguel Boca of the EHF there handing him the trophy, fellow Spaniard. And a bit more of a smile for him. So the points are in the bag then for Spain. We suspected they might be, but maybe not by this margin. But the Hungarians, without Laszlo Nagy, a shadow of themselves here today, and will need to lift themselves. They've got it in them for the next 2 games against Iceland and Norway. They're the ones that'll count. They're the ones that will see if they can make it through to the main round or not. But Entre Rios and his team have coasted it. Job done. They have to hope that the injury to Albert Rojas isn't too serious. He was still looking a little bit awkward with it late on in the second half. Shu looking very disconsolate, and as is Moksai. Well, both father and son there. Nice touch there as the Spaniards take time to meet up with the fans who made the journey here to Denmark to support them. Well, we just need someone to hold the end of the flag, please. Thank you very much indeed. There you go. There's one for the photo album. Well, it was a performance really that was very patchy for the Hungarians. In the first half, they showed some really nice touches, but in the end, I'm afraid they just weren't up to it, and Spain win 34-27. Hungarians did come out in the second half and give it a little bit, close the gap to within 4, but after that, Spain up to gear, and after the Hungarians were really just hanging on by the seat of their pants. They were scoring the goals, but as soon as they did, the Spaniards just turned it up. On the attacks, they scored off 47% of the attacks to 59 for the Spaniards. On the throwing, 69% success rate to 51 for the Hungarians. But a lot of fast breaks nevertheless, 7 for Spain, 6 for the Hungarians. With 15 turnovers for Spain, 11 for Hungary. It was a game played fast at times with mistakes coming on both sides. 7 2-minute suspensions for Hungary versus the 3 for Spain. Ironically, the stats show that, if anything, the Hungarians were a bit more economical with their fast breaks. So top scorer Ivancic with 6 goals for the Hungarians, while Rokas and Tomas had 5 apiece for Spain. Lecky and then Andro and Rivera for Spain on 4 goals. Then Vatkerti for Hungary and Entre Rios on 3 goals apiece. But it was a performance where Spain were able to turn the bench and everyone really played well, including both keepers. Perez playing in his first major competition. Had some nice figures, and there's the stats for the second half. And they show you that actually the teams were evenly matched, 17 all in the second half. But again, those long spells when the Hungarians just ran dry. And that's what cost them. They just ran out of steam. They didn't have the momentum to keep up with the Spaniards, who were relentless in their breaks and phase 2 attacks and pushing the ball up the court. And they really struggled with that. And it's going to be a feature, I'm sure, for a lot of teams playing against Spain here, that they are past masters at the fast break and the phase 2 attack, especially if your shooting is a little bit off beam. So for Spain, nice statistics down the middle, looking good. 7 penalties, 7 fast breaks, nice on the wings there. So, well, sorry about that, we just lost the picture briefly. Here's the shooting then for Hungary, and a reasonably good spread, but not much on the right-hand side. 6 fast breaks and 2 penalties out of 4 again. But down the middle, look at that, 6 from 14, 2 from 6. It's not enough, and the wings on the left, well, actually, that's where Ivancic did rather well in the end. So this is how Group B looks on the first evening. Spain on top on goal difference ahead of Iceland, both on 2 points. Norway and Hungary still on 0 points. Well, I hope you've enjoyed both games here today. Thanks for joining us. But until next time, from me, Paul Bray, good evening.
Number 5, your officials and referees, we kindly ask you this. Goal Spain, number 13. Goal Spain, number 8. Hungary. 15 minutes break. Hungary 20 seconds.